Hi, just a short video on assembling the upper arms, putting the refurb kit in, which comes with a new spindle and new bearings and thrust washers, lock washers and nuts, etc. There's a few videos on the internet on putting them together, but there's nothing really precise that I could find, so I just thought I'd throw this video together shortly. So what I've done here is I've put the old spindle in. I've got an old spindle with the nuts and the old thrust washer, and I'm not sure where this big thick washer came from, but it does the job. And I've got the two new bearings in. Now they go in on, if you look at the bearings, they've got a chamfered edge and a flat edge, and the flat edge has got some numbers stamped on it, so the numbers, the edge with its numbers stamped on goes towards the outside. I did one just now, it's over here. That's the one I've just done, and I did that by doing one bearing at a time, which worked. And now I'm thinking, well, maybe try it with two bearings at the same time. Now the important thing is, once you've got this loosely assembled, just to make sure that the bearings are sitting flush and straight to the hole that they're going to go in. And because if you start putting them in and they're a bit wonky, then you're going to have a problem. Now, because you've got the old spindle in, it does give them a bit of an opportunity to stay flush. So all I'm going to do now is get a socket on that end, do it up and see how they go in. Okay, so I've got a socket on either end, and I've started turning it, and they're going in nice and straight. And what I've done now, just for the purpose of being able to do the video and film at the same time, is I've put a long, I think it's a 900mm or 600mm breaker bar on one end, and it will be held into position on the workbench there as it goes around. I'm just tightening this other one here on this side, and you'll see that they are gradually being pulled in to position, nice and slowly. This one's going in. Now you won't get them all the way in doing this. You will, obviously there, what happens here is this one's tightening up, and I haven't got a deep socket. I've only got one impact socket, so I'll need to swap them around or get a spanner on it to actually finish off the job. But as I'm doing it up, it's pulling the bearings into position. So we've done it as far as we can with the sockets and a spanner, and now this one over this side is bottoming out on the thread. So what I'm going to do now is put another nut on the other side, or space this one out further using the lock washers, using the thrust washers from the kit, which will help us pull this side in here. So putting the thrust washers on the other side just to pack it out, we've managed to pull both the bearings in as far as they're going to go using this method. What we need to do now is take it out of the vise, put it onto the floor, and using an old bearing, we're going to tap them home. So what we've got here is the upper arm positioned on the floor. I've just got a boot just to balance it, and I got a £2 hammer, I think it is, maybe smaller. No, it's not £2. Anyway, hammer that is large enough to do the job, and I've got the old bearing. I'm going to place the old bearing on the top there. I'm going to hold it and I'm going to tap it home until the note changes, and that means it will be driven home. Okay, that's one side done. You can see there that it's indented now, slightly recessed. I'm just going to turn it over, hold it, and do the other side in exactly the same manner. So that's that one done on both sides. Now it's just a case of putting the spindle in and putting the lock washers on, sorry, the thrust washers, etc. So with bearings in on both sides, I've just put a little bit of grease on the spindle. You don't really need to because it's going to get greased up anyway, but done that, and I've got the parts laid out in order to go in. So first thing we do is we put the rubber seal on. Then we have a choice between a thin washer, sorry, wrong, a large washer and a thin thrush washer, if you compare the two. Okay, so the larger one goes, and this is what I had trouble finding out specific information on, because it doesn't actually specify in any of the manuals that I've got. So the large washer goes on this side, which is opposite the lug of metal that the rebound bumper, or the rebound buffer, goes onto, and it goes on with the grease rings on the inside. Pop that on there. Then we're going to put the retaining plate on with its flat side innermost, lock washer and the nut, and then other side, same again, rubber washer, thrust washer, lock washer and nut. Okay, and we'll fiddle around with these, put them into position. I never like these rubber seals, they never seem to stay in place, but once it's all assembled on the subframe, which is over here, it will fit together nicely. Okay, so that's my upper arms. Apart from the grease nipples, which I've got somewhere in one of my boxes, that's it done. Oh, and I've got to put the cup for the knuckles in as well. Then for those of you that are thinking you shouldn't have painted the inside of them, I have painted the inside of them, but the hole at the bottom is completely free, so that won't be a problem. Okay, thanks.